Catching on to the wave of Athletes Unlimited, the little ones get the picture. Team Johansen takes a leap of faith, trusting this velocity will be recreated by Ali Mastriani. Team Moreno is a tight-knit group, one with offense from everywhere and everyone, including Ali Palermo. Buddies for life, we give thanks to Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse on ESPN. You're watching Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse on ESPN. Today, we close up a Saturday on the turf at USA Lacrosse HQ. It's a captain's clash on top of the marquee when Team Amanda Johansen digs in to face the squad led by Taylor Moreno. A very pleasant welcome to you alongside Courtney Martinez-Connor, a five-time national champion at Maryland. I'm Joe Beninati. I'd like you to weigh in on how the captains choose to lead their squads. Does it matter? Is there a different approach between a goalkeeper and a midfielder?
You know, first and foremost, you want to be consistent in choosing well-rounded players at each position. But I do look at who Team Moreno picked. She picked 3 former Tar Heels to be in front of her on the defensive end. And then Team Johansen, when she was looking at midfielders, she wanted to make sure she had midfielders who could produce at both ends as opposed to just one.
Allow us to refresh your memory on how we conduct business with Athletes Unlimited here. 56 of the best in the world scrapping to crown one champion. That'll happen tomorrow. 4 teams have been changing every week while the scoring summary court gets really interesting.
The scoring system is unique. You get on the board by having quarter-to-quarter wins as well as the overall game win. Statistically, you want to make sure you're doing your job on the field, and you want others to recognize that as well because you have the potential to be one of the 3 MVPs voted.
Setting the table for this contest, here comes Kaylee Waters, the goalie with the cat-quick reflexes who was the runner-up last year in Athletes Unlimited, is right back in the chase again.
Kaylee Waters, the ultimate goalkeeper. She loves getting shots, and it shows in her gameplay. She has the ability to assess herself on the field and make changes, and that's why she excels. We see her eyes locked in here on Sam Apuzzo, one of the best shooters in the game, gobbles that up easily as she prepares to start the offense.
It's always an adventure to watch her work. She gets involved all over the defensive end. Her stat points add up quickly. She's 8th right now on the leaderboard, dousing off and getting ready to start play today. If there's another player making a really powerful push up the leaderboard, then that's Kelsey Huff. Her record-tying 5 goals back on Thursday were gigantic.
Kelsey Huff really stepped into her own last Thursday, as you had mentioned. She had 5 goals. She did a great job of utilizing that lefty sweep. It caught the defense off guard. She was able to get 2 two-point goals out of that game, but I think it's her ability to shoot in tight as well as from a distance that makes her so hard to defend.
Kelsey Huff, I think she's equally adept when it comes to shooting both the left hand and right. She's deadly accurate, and she currently sits in 9th on the overall leaderboard. Bouncing her way into the start of this game number 22 of 24. Just 2 more to come tomorrow, and we will crown a champion. As we are off and running, the officials, Lynn Bowers, Liz Brush, Ronnie Anton, Julie Wakes. Team Johansen's in the blue. Team Moreno is in gold. Taylor Moreno guarding the cage for her team, leading the league in saves this summer. This is the business end of 4 weeks of play in Athletes Unlimited. The team roster size 14. They play 10 on 10. 6 on 6 at this end of the field. Geiersbach's pass hit Ali Mastriani in the midsection. It's a turnover for Team Moreno to clear. There is a 60-second shot clock in Athletes Unlimited. There is an 8-meter key. If you score from behind that 8-meter key, you get 2 points for your team and 16 for yourself. Joe Beninati, Courtney Martinez-Connor with you. The second game that we've called of the day earlier, Team Apuzzo, an 11-5 victor. Waters makes a kneeling stop there. Sam Apuzzo, the captain for her squad, scored 4 goals in that game. She has vaulted to the top of the leaderboard. Marie McCool carving in. Offers to Huff, skip it on through to Kenzie Kent. Matched up with Becca Block, a member of the all-defensive team this summer. McCool Working up the split dodge. Here comes the double, beautifully timed by Johansen. End to end. Sprinting. Mastriani feeds. Fire and score! Scotty Rose Growney.
Defense translating into offense. And that was Team Johansen, picture perfect. Double team at their defensive end of the field. Ali Mastriani using her speed as she's moving that ball in the open field. Scotty Rose Growney, no defensive player stepped up to her. Somebody's gonna have an open lane to goal in that 4-on-3 setup. And Scotty Rose, as soon as she received it, she knew that the defensive player was splitting. She had time and room to set up that strong, powerful shot in the fast break.
Scotty Rose Growney always hears her dad in her head saying, have fun, honor the game. Her father, Scott, played indoors professionally with the Philadelphia Wings in the NLL. 1-0 for Team Johansen. There are 20 points available for the team that wins the quarter, by quarter. 45 points available for the winning team overall. Then we go through our MVP voting. Nicole Levy's on the move. She'll flip for Kelsey Huff. Huff was the easy choice as MVP back on Thursday. She had 5 goals, including a couple of twos. McCone off the redodge, bring it to Kent, halfway through the shot clock. Kenzie Kent slithers inside the 8-meter key. Skip it on through to Ost Holman. Hanging out there with Meg Dowdy. McCool bouncing into this dodge from the outside, picked up by Johansen. Marie McCool's redodge, the pass, great catch by Kent. She turns, rolls, and fires, snapped it wide of Waters. There's 3 seconds to shoot. The officials, though, they reset the shot clock. That looked wide to me. I didn't think that Waters touched it.
I would agree with you on that one, although Kaylee will earn her 6 points on a save. I'm not quite sure if she was able to tip that, but regardless, Team Moreno happy to get another 60 seconds on the shot clock.
Absolutely. Team Moreno off of a win Thursday night over Team Glenn. Katie's side falling earlier today to Sam Apuzos. McCool fidgets to the interior. Great trail check by Mastriani. Mastriani will roll it to the midline and take it away. Here she comes again, another fast break. Scotty Rose Growney, back to Mastriani, off the outside of the post. Rebound, score!
I feel like a broken record already. Defense for Team Johansen from their defensive end. And then this is a foot race. Ali Mastriani making sure she comes up with that ball. Nice little give and go. Her initial shot doesn't make it, but this is why you finish the play. You follow up your shot, you rub the crease, and that little rebound right there is what gives Team Johansen a 2-0 lead.
Courtney, we're going to be talking about the all-defensive team throughout the weekend of Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse, and we've mentioned that midfielders, goalies, and defenders were eligible. In my mind, as we see Mastriani convert this rebound, in my mind, Mastriani could have easily been on the all-defensive team with her work from goal line to goal line, 75 yards apart.
She is a true two-way midi. She makes plays on both ends of the field that matter, and she's incredibly fast. You can't help but recognize her on the field.
Among the leaders in draw controls, ground balls, caused turnovers. Mastriani's done a little bit of everything. McCone on the go. Waters starting the game smartly inside her goal circle. Another save for Kaylee. Kaylee Waters, #1 all-time in 2 years of play in terms of stat points. We talk about win points quite a bit, but from a goalie's individual and from a player's individual stat points, she is fantastic. When you see the Geico leaderboard on the left side of the screen, Waters has been making a mad dash the last couple of weeks. Kaylee is now up to #8, as you can tell, left side, with her points cresting near 1,200. Scotty Rose Growney on the split dodge from right to left, bad angle. Fortunato makes the catch. Bring it on around to the captain, Johansen. She's picked up by Amber McKenzie. Racing in, Shayna Parekha fires and scores! Parekha normally loves her left. Not bad with her right either.
As we are in our final week of Athletes Unlimited, you want to make sure that you are showing all aspects of your play. And oftentimes we see Shayna Pareco with a left-handed sweep, even 2-point goals. So giving yourself a different look, especially now, something that maybe the team isn't expecting for you to do. That was a quick split left to right. She had space from her defensive player. They were probably thinking she wasn't even going to take a shot, but move the ball, catching them a little bit off guard. But excellent job of evolving your play as the season progresses.
We haven't seen Taylor Moreno fan very often, but she didn't come up clean on that shot at all from Pareca, who has goals in 6 of her 11 games. The draw possession is awarded to Team Moreno in gold. It's an early 3-0 deficit. 477 in the goal and her mates. A very high-powered offensive team. 3 points doesn't bother them, doesn't faze them much at all. Nicole Levy picked up on the outside by Kira Pelton. McCone will share the rock with McCool. This is Kelsey Huff. Cruising around the 8-meter key halfway through the shot clock. Alex Ostholman is a very clever feeder. Sprinkling this one for Levy. McCool gets into it. Picked up by Becca Block. McCool fires. Stopped there by Waters. Acrobatically, as usual, she lost the ball. And then it was scooped high over top of the cage by Ostholman. Team Johansen, the 3-0 lead in the early going. Growney, Mastriani, and Pareca all on the board as we hit the TV timeout. We'll get you back in just a few moments. Yeah, we'll shake it up. More in the opening quarter from Sparks, Maryland. Gosh, where does the time go? It was only about, 6 weeks ago that Team USA won the Women's World Championship. Charlotte North there front and center. A main reason why. All the players for Team USA who play in Athletes Unlimited being recognized. Britt Reed and Lindsay McCone, who played for Team England and Israel, respectively. It's a 3-0 advantage for Team Johansen. Great to see Team USA out there and to take a bow between games today. As far as those players who played for Team USA, winning on home soil for the first ever time in 11 tries, here they are, all of those working in Athletes Unlimited.
This was the first time that Team USA or any host country has won the World Championships on their home soil. So, yes, they were favored to win, but they had to make sure that they were focused because the previous 2 times the U.S. has hosted, they have not walked away with the gold.
They lost to Australia twice, in fact. They've beaten Canada now 3 in a row. Team Canada was the silver medal winner. Aurora Cordingley was out on the field as well to take a bow. She plays in Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse. We are talking about top-ranked boxing tonight, highlighted by former unified lightweight champ Teofimo Lopez battling with Pedro Campa. The junior lightweight main event, Lopez looking to take over in that 140-pound class. Coverage begins 10 Eastern, 7 Pacific on ESPN and ESPN Deportes. ESPN Plus coverage of the prelims begins at 6:30 Eastern, 3:30 Pacific in both English and Spanish. Folks have been here at USA Lacrosse headquarters the last 4 weekends enjoying the second season of Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse. Season 3 of Athletes Unlimited Softball is going on at the very, very same time. 60 players in Rosemont, Illinois. A very exciting leaderboard shaping up. We wish all of our comrades the very, very best as they go through that season. We focus in on the final weekend of Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse. Earlier today, Sam Apuzzo's squad a victor. We're watching Johansen and Moreno square off, and just one more doubleheader tomorrow before we crown the champ. Levy, who has not scored a 2 this season. Nicole was all over the 2-point sheet last year. This drive sails wide as Huff was buried on the perimeter. Alex Ostholman resetting things. We've crossed the midway mark of an opening quarter that's being led by Team Johansen in blue. Kent changing a pace, not fooling Amanda Johansen, another terrific defensive midfielder, if you will. Ostholman picked up by Dowdy. McCool ready to go. She's picked up by McPartland. Levy shaded there by Pelton. 5 seconds to shoot. Inside, quick stick just sent wide by Lindsay McComb. The officials checking on the shot clock. That looked like another shot wide to me. It should be very, very late, if not at the end of the shot clock, as the officials are going to huddle up. Taylor Moreno's team in the gold has missed its first 8 shots. There are just 2 seconds to shoot here. Force feeding the crease. That's picked off by Johansen. A caused turnover. That's as good as a goal in this league, Courtney. That's 12 points for Amanda.
Again, one of those midfielders who just does her job on both ends of the field, and she understands that being the captain, she has to lead by example. She's a big communicator on the field, and at this point, her team with a 3-0 lead, they're just looking to take as much time as they can on each of these offensive sets. They want to limit the amount of time that Team Moreno has the ball.
Geyer's back, moving here. If you're just tuning in with us, Growney, Mastriani, and Shayna Pareca have scored for the team in blue. There's Ali Palermo with a steal and takeaway caused turnover. She scored her first goal as a pro 2 nights ago. Pushing it now for Levy. Behind the back to Ostholman. Here comes the trailer, McCool, wheeling inside but not able to shoot it. Good defensive recovery by Team Johansen.
It's definitely hard to break up a play in a 4-on-3 or a 5-on-4 situation, but it just seemed like a lot of players in blue got back incredibly quickly, having their sticks up in the air, knocking down passes, slowing the play.
McCool with that right leg heavily taped. She's been bandaged for the last couple of weeks. It hasn't really hampered her speed. Kent sends that one off the outside. The backup sprint there, won by Becca Block, who covers so much ground defensively.
Not only is she gaining possession for her team, but she just earned herself 12 caused turnover points. That's something new this year in Athletes Unlimited. When you have a heads-up play and you're able to outrun a shot over the attackers and earn your team possession, they reward you.
Every quarter is worth 20 points on the line for the winning side. Right now, Team Johansen in control of those 20. They've got the 3-0 lead. Fortunato is picked up by Kristen Carr. Cookie there doing the job defensively. Fortunato turns the cage. Mastriani trying to get inside the 8-meter key. Shot clock is at 20. Johansen looking to Shayna Pareca. Working in against McKenzie, traded off to McComb. Shayna Pareca comes back to her left and drills that one wide. Backed up by Geyer's back. Feed it to the inside, gets away from Scotty Rose Growney. Ball is kicked loose by McComb. She comes up with a ground ball and has possession to clear. Lindsay McComb in the final 60 seconds of this opening quarter with Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse on ESPN. Levy gets to the interior, draws a couple of defenders. Pelton right there stuck to her like glue. 48 seconds in the quarter, 38 on the shot clock. Levy bluffs the little flip. Nicole Levy lost her goggles, and the whistle will come from the officials. This is going to be a card, a yellow card against Kira Pelton. Player up now for Team Moreno.
Team Johansen defensively, they're not giving much space to Team Moreno in gold, and we can see why. They are right in their hip pocket, just to the point of knocking off Nicole Levy's goggles. This is going to set up a 6-on-5 play for them offensively.
And they can have that for the balance of the quarter. Team Johansen leading in charge of that quest for 20 points by winning the frame. Huff, swing it, Kenzie Kent. Marked by Kayla Wood. McComb will skip it through. Levy for 2. Score! Nicole Levy. First 2-pointer of the summer.
Nicole Levy loved those shots from downtown in season 1 of Athletes Unlimited. She has the ability, as we just saw right here, but it's her first one of season 2. As the ball was moving around the perimeter, they were just looking to lull the defensive Team Johansen to sleep. When she had space, that's why she was willing to release that shot. A little bit different than what we've seen. A nice little bouncer right here, a lot of power. She created some torque with that strong step. as she had a lot of time and room.
She led the league in two-pointers last season. She was almost 50% from behind the key, 7 for 15. Her first two has made things rather interesting now. 3-2 for Team Johansen. Remember, those 20 points are on the line for the squad that wins the quarter. If, and I underline if, Team Moreno can get possession of the draw here, they perhaps could tie or win the quarter. McCool looking to complete that operation. Not going to do it, though, when Mastriani roams around the circle. 14 seconds to go. Ali Mastriani playing catch with Amanda Johansen. She feeds to Scotty Rose Growney. Dying stages of the opening quarter. Johansen for two. Fought off by Moreno. Trenchard has the ground ball, and we are done with 10 minutes at USA Lacrosse headquarters. Team Johansen outlasting Team Moreno to win that first quarter 3-2. We'll have you back for more fun in the sun right after these words. Enjoying another day at the park. USA Lacrosse headquarters with Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse Season 2. Lauren Gilbert making a whole bunch of friends in the autograph line. Same for Sammy Jo Tracy, who's not playing today. She's not active this afternoon. We'll be back tomorrow. Charlotte North always has folks looking for autographs. The next generation of great lacrosse players watching their favorites in action with Athletes Unlimited. If you're just tuning in, 3-2. Team Johansen has the lead after 10 minutes of play today, and as a result, they have banked 10 plus 10. That's 20 points for all 14 on the roster. Folks, in the Unlimited Club, we provide great benefits. That includes a chance for you to vote on league decisions, interactions with players, signed items, and more. For more information, or perhaps even to join today, go to auprosports.com. Friends are soaking up the sun here in Sparks, Maryland. Temperatures in the high 70s, low 80s. It's a beautiful day for Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse. We're about to be joined with a little chair chat. Abby Jackson saddling up with us, the Director of Sport for Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse. Hey, Abby, you were part of the inaugural season as a facilitator. In what ways, from your perspective, have you seen the game grow this summer?
I think the biggest thing is just the talent and the creativity and the power and strength that these athletes are bringing. I think that the one positive thing to come out of COVID is more seasoned college athletes, and we are reaping the benefits. The two-point shot is awesome for them. I think the lack of shooting space in 3 seconds is allowing people to really show their athleticism, so it's all a bonus.
Abby, if you go back to your post last summer, explain how the facilitators, they look to aid the captains both on and off the field.
Sure. The facilitator role is actually pretty complicated, especially if you are a coach, which is where we try to draw our facilitators from, is the coaching ranks of the IWLCA. It is, you have to be prepared to be a counselor, to be an older sibling, to be a friend, to be a supporter, and then also to take on a coaching role at certain points in the game if your captain is unable to, or because you are confident that you see a perspective that they are going to agree with, and you just have to have confidence that you're making the right decision.
Director of Sport for Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse, Abby Jackson's joining us. Abby, we know the players make the decisions in this league. How often are you hearing from the Player Executive Committee?
We meet weekly throughout the year, actually, and several, whether they're organized or sort of informal meetings throughout the season. As you guys know, Jamie Ortega had to go home with an injury, and bringing in an additional player in Andy Aldave, that was a discussion we had to have. Anytime we change game times or practice times, weather delays, the PEC is involved in every aspect. We always sort of go to them first and get their thoughts and then move on from there.
Abby, can you give us other specific examples of requests that maybe the PEC has done, as well as players wanting within Athletes Unlimited to implement from maybe season 1 to season 2?
Sure. We one of the things we are really trying to button up is policies and procedures, right? So that everything is consistent from sport to sport. And there's actually an all PEC meeting across all sports where the athletes decide all of these policies and procedures so that everything is consistent, and we're really sort of taking into account all the different perspectives. I'll give you one example of season game times. We're considering changing game times a little bit just on our end, and practice times, because the weather here tends to be a little uncooperative in the afternoon. But that's something that the PEC will definitely give us direction on from the start.
Abby, great work. We appreciate it. We look forward to wrapping up with you today and tomorrow.
Appreciate you guys.
Abby Jackson, Director of Sport for Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse. And in the action that was unfolding, Kenzie Kent just added to her highlight reel.
Dynamically moving inside, we see Kenzie Kent getting herself into the middle of the field. Nicole Levy, anything she does on the field is just calm, cool, and collected. Didn't even seem like she was going to be feeding that ball inside, and then a lot of pressure on Kenzie Kent. Nice little backhanded shot. She's getting away from the stick swinging at her. Backhanded shot ending up in the back of the cage, all while showing her athleticism as she is falling. That's a great angle from the goal cam.
Fantastic work again from Kenzie Kent, drawing the reaction from her side. Goals in 10 of 11 this season. Kenzie has crossed the 20-goal plateau. For every assist during this year's Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse campaign, Aspiration planting 10 trees, well over 1,600 now throughout the day's efforts, and we thank Aspiration for all of its support. 2 minutes into quarter two. Joe and Courtney with you, top of the hour. Thanking all the men and women in our technical crew, and early wake-up call for them again today. This is the second of our 2 games. One more doubleheader tomorrow to close the campaign. We will crown 1 champion. 4 players will be awarded medals. Ali Mastriani is on the go. There will be a Geico Defensive Player of the Year chosen. Kelly McPartland walking ahead. McPartland, 1 summer ago, had a 10-5 win record. She had nearly 1,400 points. She was further up on the leaderboard than you might imagine as Moreno crosses over to make the save. Taylor Moreno, who begins this game second to Sam Apuzzo in the quest for that crown tomorrow.
In order for Taylor Moreno to hold true at that position near the top, she needs to have a big game statistically for herself, coming up with saves. For every save, it's 6 points. For caused turnovers, running a shot out, she can get 12. Ground balls, 2 points. But she also needs her team to step up and win those quarter-to-quarter points, which they did a good job on Thursday night's game. But they definitely have to continue that in order to keep her near the top.
Apuzzo leading the leaderboard left side of the screen and growing that lead with a phenomenal game earlier today. Nicole Levy and Team Moreno have the last 3 points on the board. Levy's 2, followed by Kent's spectacular shovel shot. McCool dancing at the 8-meter key. Huff works into the dodge. Shot clock is at 3. Huff for 2, well wide of the goal. And that will turn over to Team Johansen. Kenzie Kent, the lone goal in this second quarter. Remember, every quarter is worth 20. So as Courtney is talking about Moreno trying to reel in Apuzzo for the number 1 spot, obviously it would be to her benefit for her team to sweep through as many quarters as possible. They've already lost the first.
It's important to note Team Moreno, as you had mentioned, Sammy Jo Tracy is not playing in today's game, so that's 1 less player on the field. Each team has just 14. And in a back-and-forth game with 60-second shot clocks, they're going to have to make sure to play smart, utilize each and every ball possession, capitalizing on the offensive end of the field as they have 1 less player out there.
Cookie Carr with McCone working over Fortunato. Fortunato gets the return pass and fires. Moreno makes the save. That's her 5th on the day. 5.5 to go in the opening half. As Trenchard will clear, you see the save story bottom of the screen. Emma Trenchard on the all-defensive team in Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse in her rookie campaign. Huff building up momentum. Watson draws a bead on her. Kenzie Kent takes it around the corner. Kent led the league in assists last summer. Sharing the ball with McCool. Isolation for Huff. And she'll fire. Stopped by Waters. Kaylee Waters extremely sharp. Her 5 stops, answering Moreno's 5 at the other end.
That's how quickly that statistics can be set up if you look at each of the goalkeepers already having 5 or more. So that's 36 points, as each and every save is worth 6. So everything having a point value, and it's not just in the positive. Every time a shot is taken and it is saved, it is -2 for the person taking a shot.
Sydney Watson barreling in there against McCone, defended by the helping cross of Trenchard. That's a forced cause turnover. Ground ball comes up for McCool with a great sprinter speed, looking for the break. McCool end to end. She scores.
Defensively out of the backfield, this caused turnover. Allowed for one of these goals to be scored. Marie McCool showcasing her speed in the middle of the field, giving Team Moreno a 4-3 lead.
Who do I think is going to win this entire season?
Whoever gets the most points.
Me.
Well, I would want it to be me. So, me.
I don't like to talk too much, but you know, I'm coming for number 1.
I hope who wins it is not a pitcher.
I think it will be another pitcher. If it's not broke, don't fix it.
I would love to say a hitter that's gonna win is gonna win at some point.
Come on, a position player. We can do it. We can do it.
It's gonna be an interesting season. I'm excited to see who takes home the gold.
I thought it was interesting this past week on Monday. It was the first time in softball history that a pitcher was not one of the 4 captains. Week 3 of Athletes Unlimited Softball continues. A couple of games tonight. Team Chittister taking on Team McClenny at 6 Eastern, 3 Pacific. Then Team Jakewish squaring off against Team Mulipola, 8:30 Eastern, 5:30 Pacific, both on ESPNU and the ESPN app. Having a peek at things and how things are playing out in Season 3 of Athletes Unlimited Softball. We focus on the leaderboard. Jakewish closing in on 1,000 points. Mulipola, Chittister, Fisher are all there very much in the hunt. Mulipola is a home run hitting threat every time she's at the plate. As we refocus on Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse, Marie McCool is magic in the open field.
She did a great job of crashing in, causing that turnover on the defensive end. And then she kicked it into another gear. As she was legging it out, striding down, she knew she had Kenzie Kent to her right-hand side. But nobody was quite closing the gap on her. Nobody was putting a body on her until after she took that shot. So she just waltzed right in. And Team Moreno needs her at both ends of the field if they're going to walk away with a W today.
So busy has Marie McCool been with the Women's World Championships, with Athletes Unlimited. She's got work today, she's got work tomorrow, and then she can get back to Maisie and Penny, her 2 dogs. She says they're her life. Off the draw, things happening quickly again. Mastriani going to the cooker.
Ali Mastriani, it's so fun to watch her on the field, using her speed. She's so dominant at the draw, and we see this all-out sprint that she has. Defensively, Amber Falcone didn't have a chance. A head of steam coming right at her. Ali Mastriani, as we saw her, nice little face dodge. It was just in 6 seconds when she gained control of that ball off the draw. As soon as she pulled it, nice quick release. She got Moreno to bite on that little fake. And then she just did a nice little dip and dunk finish.
Team Johansen in the blue converted 3 of its first 4 shots today against Taylor Moreno. Mastriani does it again to make this a 4-4 count. It's 2-1 in favor of Team Moreno in the second quarter, which exists for another 4 minutes. Stick around between quarters 2 and 3. A very special look at Team Moreno defender Amber McKenzie, who's the co-chair of the Player Executive Committee. We were talking earlier today with Abby Jackson. I'm sure she is very much in the ear of Amber and vice versa often during an Athletes Unlimited campaign. Ost Holman feeds it inside. Block there hovering over Kenzie Kent. Kent will work from the elbow. Makes the flip to McCool. Guarded by Johansen. Now it's Huff's turn. 23 seconds to shoot. Levy, who's already canned one 2-point goal today from behind that 8-meter key. McCool on the jab step. Levy, you can't watch her eyes. She'll look away. She's like a good point guard with that ball. Kenzie Kent fakes the flip. Shot clock's at 4. Ostholmen. That pass had a lot of mustard on it. It's going to be a turnover. Back to Team Johansen. The defense stiffening at just the right time.
And they're doing a great job of not allowing any outside dodges to come in, but starting with the ball almost at midfield makes it difficult to redefend and slow the play for Team Moreno. If shot clock is winding down, obviously you want to try and make them have to run the full length of the field.
20 points on the line for winning the quarter. Right now, 2-1 for the team in goal. Back behind the cage, Geiersbach, the rookie out of North Carolina. Sam Geiersbach would have transferred in from the University of Richmond. Moreno waiting at the end of the line, and Taylor will kickstart this clear. Half a dozen stops for her. For every save the goalie makes, it's worth 6 points. Moreno trying to catch Sam Apuzzo atop the Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse leaderboard near the tail end of season 2. Kenzie Kent is running for cover. Becca Block, who can fly, is with her step for step. McCool gets room for a split second. Then the pass was high. Mastriani knocked it down. Ostholmen comes to get the ground ball. Alex Ostholmen feathers this for Huff. Huff on the go. Sidewinder that's off the target against Kaylee Waters. Shot clock down to 10. McCone sneaks. McCone forced back. Nice pass. Doesn't come up for a backhand scoop once more. That's the acrobatic Kent sending it wide of the cage at the end of the shot clock. Low scoring, 4-4. We were 3-2 after 1. Team Johansen won the initial 20 points for winning the first. Team Moreno in line for those 20 right now, but there is time to factor on the scoreboard remaining in the second half. Scotty Rose Growney, who scored the first goal of the day.
At this point, they can either just go for the tie and have a 1-goal point, or if they want to look at a 2-pointer, but I think the safe bet is just scoring a goal so that way the points get pushed into that third quarter.
Fortunato, fancy footwork, and she snapped that one wide after she tried to lose Cookie Carr with that dodge. 16 seconds to shoot. Off the end line, Geiersbach, picked up there by fellow Tar Heel Emma Trenchard. Mastriani to Geiersbach once more. 5 seconds to shoot. Fortunato, interior pass Johansen doesn't click. Shot clock violation, so award points to the defenders in goal. Time ticking. Team Moreno is about to win the second quarter. Marie McCool looking over her shoulder, knows she's got to bust it to the cage. Feed it inside off of McCone. Waters gets out of that goal circle as the horn sounds, ending the opening half. A 4-4 score overall, a 2-1 quarter win for Team Moreno. There's Amber McKenzie congratulating her mates. We have a special feature coming up on Amber in a few moments' time. All lined up and ready to go. Game 22. Just 2 more left after today. We're at the halftime break. Back and forth we go in a 4-4 draw. By way of tribute, Amber Falcone McKenzie has made a huge impact on the sport. Highly decorated throughout her collegiate career and during her time representing the red, white, and blue of the U.S. national team. Now very instrumental in the success of Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse. Family woman, her 2 sons keep her very, very busy. Storm and Bolt, the wild child right there. And Amber all smiles. Today, it's a 4-4 game between Team Johansen and Team Moreno. Amber, kind enough to wear a microphone for us this afternoon. We're going into the game now with Air National Guard.
I'm just pushing Kelsey in.
Okay.
So that we're coming in late no matter what. Like, I'm telling her to come because there's no reason for us to switch off.
Yeah.
Kels! Quick, Kels, quick! Watch behind you, Kent. I'm in. I'm with you. You got ball. I got you right. I have to go pee-pee. Hi, Storm. Hi, Bolt. Oh. Hi, boys. I think you're at Daddy's game and not mine, but it's fine.
Amber giving the kids permission to go watch Dad's football game, right? No problem there. Amber McKenzie, just look at those, that resume, Courtney, through the years, just a tremendous, tremendous talent.
A tremendous talent, obviously, internationally, winning 2 World Cups, but her coaches at UNC put her as well as her classmates. They were the ones who set forth the trajectory for UNC lacrosse. They said she's amazing in everything she does. She does not settle for average. She just has a ton of confidence, a natural leader. And I think those dual sport athletes would be surprised to know cheerleading was her sport.
Her time as a player, Courtney, is coming to an end. Kristen Cookie Carr goes way back with Amber, back to their days in Chapel Hill a dozen years ago. When Cookie thinks about Amber's send-off, there's a jolting reaction.
I have chills going through my body. It's the fact that Amber shared it was the last season is, I think that's emotional. To see her with 2 boys and being back on the field and dominating is insane. And I always remember she would be like, I'm gonna be the lacrosse mom of the soccer world, and being able to come back after having kids, and that dream of hers has definitely came to fruition. Amber's been such a pivotal person in the lacrosse world and has really helped from that grassroots ever change the game. I think she's really set the stage for what is to come, and that's really, as a friend, that's something that I'm really happy for her, and I'm proud of her that she was able to do.
Married to Norval for 9 years, Court. They've lived in 5 different states. They've been hopping around.
She said she wouldn't be able to do this without her mom. Her mom is the best, but what an opportunity to be able to play professionally after college. It's definitely something for all of those future players to aspire to, but she is happy to go out playing well and having her team be on top.
4-4 the score today. 2 teams have traded 20 points for winning their respective quarters. Downstairs in Amber's home, it's mom's workout room and the kids' playroom. Highlights to come. Our mateys sailing the high seas of the inner harbor of Baltimore, about 20 miles south of where we are in Sparks, Maryland today, enjoying Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse with you on ESPN. Folks, there's just one more day of Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse play and your chance to see the excitement in person here at USA Lacrosse headquarters. You can get your tickets at auprosports.com/tickets. Joe Beninati, Courtney Martinez, Connor with you as we are between quarters 2 and 3. Courtney, we are thinking that with Team Moreno playing one player down due to Sammy Joe Tracy not being here, that maybe as this game progresses, it may impact them from a durability strength standpoint. Do you see it acting out that way?
I think the team that has the freshest legs is going to do the best. We haven't seen a lot of Kayla Wood or Sydney Watson for Team Johansen, and then we also haven't seen a lot of Jill Girardi for Team Moreno. So I just think whatever team is the most freshest on the field and has the most legs out there is going to end with a win.
Team Johansen looked fresh at the outset. They had the game's first 3 goals. The first tally coming from Scotty Rose Growney.
Scotty Rose Growney benefited off of the striding out run of Ali Mastriani. She had vision. She saw her teammate, her former UNC Tar Heel teammate, Scotty Rose, in blue, who was stepping into that lane. She had time, she had room, and she had a great placement on that transition shot. And then Ali Mastriani yet again. In the open field, not many people can match foot speed with her. And as she maneuvered that ball with a nice little give and go action, she saw a clear lane to goal, so she decided to take this one in herself. Rightly so, she was following up after that first shot. Tremendous effort by her. And then as the ball was being shared around the perimeter, once it got into the hands of Shayna Parekha, we see 1, 2, 3 of her teammates out in front. They maneuvered out of her way, creating a nice isolation, a one-on-one dodge versus Lindsay McCone. And she split to her right, and I don't think the defense was prepared for that. Shayna Parekha doing an excellent job on the field. But then this time we had Team Moreno. Once the ball got into Nicole Levy's stick, we see her highlighted right there. She was prepared and ready to release this 2-point shot. We see that space in front of the goal. They actually had a 6-on-5 in this instance, but she has power and she has range to take up that 2-point goal. And then Ali Mastriani once again, seeing that the defense was high on their lane, she stepped in front of that first defensive player, utilized her speed, and then a nice quick little face dodge in tight, beating Moreno. We could see that she was upset on that last one, but again, her speed is the biggest thing to overcome.
Mastriani is such a vitally important player all over the field, as she has helped factor in this 4-4 draw. The numbers through 20 minutes of play, the shots favoring Team Moreno, the save total just the same. We'll get you back. We'll start the third with them and with you right after this. A picture-perfect day in Sparks, Maryland courts. What's that old expression? A Chamber of Commerce type day. Beautiful in the area here at USA Lacrosse headquarters. Temps in the high 70s, low 80s most of the day. Relatively low in terms of humidity. It's been a pleasure for the athletes to run up and down the field. Earlier today, Team Apuzzo, an 11-5 winner. Sam Apuzzo picked up 4 goals. Grace Griffin did the same. Dempsey Arsenault had a hat trick as Team Apuzzo prevailed. Now we are enjoying Team Johansen against Team Moreno. Team Moreno trying to sweep through the weekend. Picked up a win back on Thursday. McCool driving in against Mastriani. Team Johansen in blue. 6-on-6 at this end. Huff off of her 5-goal game. Fires. Fought off there by Waters. Levy, though, tracked down the rebound, and it's a fresh 60-second shot clock for Moreno in goal. Dowdy challenging another former Terrapin out of the University of Maryland, Alex Holman, who married into a family of Tar Heels, by the way. Snapshot score! Kenzie Kent on the move.
Team Johansen was pressing out defensively pretty far. They wanted to make sure not to give the players in goal too much space. But this quick change of direction, Becca Block was not prepared for. Kira Pelton was ready for the slide, a little too late as well. Kenzie Kent with her athleticism, that speed out of the change of direction. And then again, her shooting style, so unique. It's nice and low where she keeps that ball snapped. We call those worm burners. An excellent job placement on that near-sided post.
Kenzie Kent, one of 6 kids in her family, daughter of Jeff and Jennifer. Kenzie was telling us there was a lot of backyard sports with the 6 kids in the family. Kenzie Kent is top 5 now on the goal-scoring leaderboard. Charlotte North setting the pace. Lauren Gilbert, who's been quiet in her last couple of games, in fact. Still, though, riding shotgun with Team Apuzzo. Sam Apuzzo on top of the leaderboard when play began in this game. Taylor Moreno trying to track her down. 56 players arrived in Sparks, Maryland, in the quest to be crowned that one individual champion like Taylor Cummings was a season ago. Cummings has been in the facility today. She and her U.S. World Championship mates were honored between games. Taylor recently announcing her retirement from U.S. National Team Lacrosse. We keep the door open perhaps for her to return to Athletes Unlimited next summer. This is season 2 winding to a close. Joe Beninati, Courtney Martinez, Connor with you, that leaderboard on the left. Arsenault and Colson making a move, trying to be among the 4 medalists. That'll be handed out tomorrow at the end of the doubleheader. Fortunato playing hide and seek there. Courtney turns, sprinting away from Cookie Carr. Across the top, Geyer's back, then Mastriani. Plenty of room. She scores. Ali Mastriani.
Team Johansen with the incredible ball movement, players changing positions. They were looking to catch the defense into a miscue, and we see oftentimes the person on the ball, you have the lane to get over top, and that weave eventually, whether it's a miscommunication or a collision just like that, that's what you're hoping for on the offensive end as the ball moves from teammate to teammate up top. They did a great job of executing the flip play.
Hat trick for Mastriani, her second of her career. The first came in her first game ever as a pro. When we began season 2, back on July 21st. 5-all now, 2 minutes into the third. And inside the draw circle where Mastriani has a big impact on the game, Amanda Johansen came down with that ball but lost possession. And McCone will glide further. Lindsay McCone will pull it out. 6-on-6 at this end of the field. There's a 60-second shot clock in Athletes Unlimited. 20 points are available for the team that wins each individual quarter. We are 1-1 in that regard. McCool on the hop, playing catch with Huff. Gets away from Johansen, fires, rejected by Waters, confidently out there on the angle. Another save for Kaylee. Clearing time, Kira Pelton, who played her college ball at Stanford. Courtney, are you any good when it comes to wood shop or welding or machine shop?
I mean,
because I know I'm not.
I've made a thing or two in my day, and they're still at my parents' house.
Kira is like a wizard when it comes to wood shop and welding. Outside here for Johansen. Amber McKenzie peeking out there defensively. 20 seconds in the shot clock. Geyer's back for McPartland. She scores!
We see the ball moving fluidly again for Team Johansen. I think Team Moreno just giving them a little bit too much space offensively, and they are certainly capitalizing on that. This starts with the dodge by Sam Geyer's back. All eyes were on her. Emma Trenchard defensively, a step off. Lindsay McCone giving space to Kelly McPartland. And look at that step into her shot. Look at the power that she's creating by getting her entire body involved, her torso. As we see her winding up, that drive into her shot, that's how she gains a lot of her power.
Taylor Moreno in goal was thinking it was going to be low. It came high, and it came quickly from Kelly McPartland. Lynn Bowers has an explanation here.
So that was a goal challenge to see if in fact it was a 1-point or a 2-point goal. So the ruling on the field was a 2-pointer. However, that ruling has been overturned. She in fact was over the line on the release, so it's a 1-point goal.
Thank you, Lynn. We appreciate it. 6-5 now as a result, as McPartland gets on the board. When we spoke to Kelly around Media Day about a month ago, 5 weeks ago, she remarked about how impressed she was with last year's closing ceremony. Very cool. We'll see it all tomorrow with all the athletes on the field together. McPartland's rocket upstairs is a 1-pointer. Nearing the midway mark of this third frame, Julie Wakes has him lined up inside the draw circle. And the violation will give possession to Team Moreno in the gold jerseys. Lindsay McCone, who helped to lead a number of impressive Northwestern rookies into this season. Lindsay, this is her second campaign in Athletes Unlimited, but we have seen a bunch of Kelly Amonte Hiller's best turn pro this summer. McCool jetting in to the elbow, the pass that was low for Huff. Switching to her right, fires, and she crossed up Waters. Kelsey Huff from long range.
Again, it's these left-handed players. as they are splitting to their right-hand side. The defense not quite ready for that, thinking they're slowing things down, getting ready to make a pass. We saw as soon as she gets that ball into her right hand, Kaylee Waters was right there. As you had mentioned, she got a little bit crossed up. This change of direction, quick. She got her hands free, and Kaylee not quite ready for that one. And correct me if I'm wrong or not, Joe, but I think they're looking for a 2-point on this one.
It was pretty close. Huff was sort of shimmying on that 8-meter key, as you can tell. Ugh, that's pretty darn close. But the right toe was down, the left foot was up. If that right toe is behind the 8-meter key, it's a 2. Huff had 2 of those. Huff had 2 of those in her first game of this weekend. The officials are checking now. This is not a team challenge. This is a challenge initiated by the officials. Lynn Bowers will be looking at the tablet again to see whether or not Huff was behind the 8-meter key when the ball left her cross.
As we take a look right here.
Right foot, Court, right there.
And it looks good. It looks like she has maybe about an inch in there. She was aware of that line. Shooting off of the back foot, I think, is what mixes up the goalkeepers. A little bit of a different style.
Waters, you're going to see, overplays this by a half a step. There was a change of pace in there, too. Didn't make things interesting for the goalkeeper, but worked out very effectively for Huff. This is an officials-generated review as to whether or not that's a 1 or a 2. Trying to share as many looks as possible, looking for daylight between that right foot and the 8-meter key.
I think our best look was that very first look where you can see, even though the sun is shining bright, that there is a little bit of space in there. Ball is out of her stick. The right foot is behind that line, as it's almost like her foot is in first position. It's not facing forward, it's to the side, which creates that little bit of space.
Huff, who had the 5-goal game against Katie Glynn's side on Thursday, joining a pack of players who have set the individual game scoring record with the 5 salvos in one 40-minute game. For Huff, today this would be her first strike. It is going to count as a goal. The question is it worth 1 or 2? With Huff, the interested bystander, awaiting the end of this review. It has been a lengthy one.
This was an official review to confirm. The ruling on the field is going to be overturned. We originally said it was 1 point. It's going to be a 2-point goal.
Lynn, thank you very much. We agree. Not that that matters all that much. You're in charge. But Kelsey Huff gets credit for the 2, which should make this now a 7-6 game. In the quarter points, it's 3 for Moreno, 2 for Johansen. Still plenty of time to operate in the third. Draw control. There's Amanda Johansen's long reach, successfully taking this down and right into an offensive rush. Amanda Johansen, who began the day among the top 5 on the leaderboard. She was actually placed 4th when play started this afternoon. Scotty Rose Growney works in against McKenzie, who shoves her below goal line extended. Geyer's back, just chilling on the perimeter. Sam Geyer's back, finds Fortunato. Rolling away from pressure. Long drive, and staying alert there was Moreno. She'll skip out of the cage. Taylor Moreno, and we are going to hear a timeout called by Taylor's facilitator, Amber Hill. Gives us a chance to get away for a moment. We'll be back for more with Athletes Unlimited Season 2 after this. Team Moreno leads the third quarter by 1. They'll get 20 points if that stays that way. They lead the game by 1, 7-6. Overall, if they win the contest, 45 points for the victorious roster. Folks, our Sunday night baseball matchup comes up tomorrow. Yankees and Red Sox finishing up a 3-game set at Fenway, 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific on ESPN, ESPN Deportes, and ESPN Radio. Coverage beginning at 6 Eastern. with baseball tonight. Sunday night countdown, Michael K. and A-Rod having their K-Rod presentation on ESPN2. Very special guest for that is Derek Jeter. All rise, Aaron Judge leading the world in home runs for the Yanks. Courtney, our Geico defensive play of the game looks like this.
Lindsay McCone with the tremendous cause turnover right there. Marie McCool scooping up that ground ball. And then she used her speed in the open field to create this fast break situation. A nice little look off. She did not dish that ball out to Kenzie Kent as she took it in herself, but Lindsay McCone and Marie McCool on the Geico defensive play of the game.
Lindsay McCone on her wrist, she wears that sign that says, "What would Willie do?" Talking about her late brother. Inspirational as always for Lindsay. Lindsay McCone doing her work for Taylor Moreno this weekend. And Taylor rocketing up the leaderboard throughout this summer. Moreno earns her points in this way.
When you look at her win point, she has not won compared to all the other players at the top of the leaderboard, but statistically, those numbers are off the charts. She does earn a lot of MVP points, still not quite at that same level as Sam Apuzzo, but save after save racks up for her.
Moreno snapped a personal 5-game losing skid back on Thursday night. She has double-figure saves. Courtney's mentioning that in 8 of her last 9. And those saves, which earn her 6 points apiece, will be critical if she's going to catch Sam Apuzzo by the end of business tomorrow. 7 stops for Moreno as we speak right now. Ost-Holman back behind the goal. She has Dowdy hung up. Alex Ost-Holman forcing this side. Shot clock's at 12. McCool, 2-person game with Levy setting the screen. Marie McCool off the sweep. Huff with 5 to shoot. Huff protects the stick and bounces it wide of Waters. On the end line, this possession belongs to Meg Dowdy. Give her 12 points for the caused turnover there. Amanda Johansen's going to clear. Over the head of Mastriani. McPartland will chase it down. 7-6 on the big board. As far as the individual leaderboard's concerned, there it is. Find your favorite on the left side. Cumulative totals. This is 4 weeks of work. And Sam Apuzzo nearing 1,700. Mastriani flipped for Scotty Rose Growney, thinking 2. She scored a 2 in week 1. Geyer's back. Mastriani again. Allie Mastriani, the more you watch her, the more impressed you are with the all-around game. Especially good at this end of the field. On the move, Johansen fakes the question mark. McPartland for 2. That's knocked away and covered up by Moreno.
Offensively, we see Team Johansen. They have a lot of movement, not just the player with the ball, but those off ball. Tremendously important when you are looking to have a lot of movement, create confusion for the defense. However, Taylor Moreno, she was not fooled in the cage. Her eyes are locked in. She knows how important this is for her to continue to try and stay at the top of the leaderboard.
Huff keeping the ball hot. Levy did not keep that in. That's a turnover back to Team Johansen. You discussed the save totals for Moreno. We called her a slacker the other night, Thursday. She only had 6. Normally she's 10, 12, 14 in a game. Dowdy rumbling back along with Mastriani this end. 6-on-6. Moving towards the tail end of the third. 20 points on the line for whomever wins the quarter. Right now, Moreno has a 3-2 advantage on my score sheet in the third. Mastriani, the jab step not fooling McCool. Shayna Parekha, her pass deflected. Caused turnover there by McCone. Shovels it on for Amber McKenzie, and Amber will clear. Finding McCool coming late, lets it go, deflected away. Follow-up chance, Kenzie Kent. She moves it. Nicole Levy didn't make the catch there, and this is a turnover. Back to Kira Pelton and Team Johansen.
Joe, there were actually 4 players back and holding for Team Moreno as the ball was coming out of the backfield. They had miscounted, so they were actually a player down offensively. That may have helped them out in maintaining possession on that last offensive set.
Shayna Pareca, 41 in the blue, a competitive gymnast from 1st grade through 7th. Geyersbach feeds. It gets away from Shayna Pareca. Goose back out to Fortunato. Swinging on around Johansen for 2. That hit the post. A new 60-second shot clock. Amanda Johansen, when she has time to set her feet, she can send missiles to the cage. Working here off the split dodge from left to right. The pass that crossed up its intended target. Making the scoop, it's Geyersbach. Shimmies between defenders. Float this to the interior. Fortunato scores!
Team Johansen tying things up here in the 3rd quarter. Their battle to get the ball back on 2 separate occasions. 3rd time is the charm as they were able to score here. Scotty Rose Growney acting like she was going to wind things up, but Courtney Fortunato cutting from around the goal cage, and all of those little fakes inside. You want to get the goalkeeper to jump, and we see right there, that's what gave Taylor Moreno out of her goal cage. She was not set and ready, holding that position. When you are jumping, that's when you know as an attacker that you have that lane, that accurate shot selection.
Fortunato has goals now in 9 straight games. Last week, she was a tremendous leaderboard climber. She gained 19 spots from week 3 to the start of week 4. Deadlocked at 7, now level in the 3rd quarter, 3 apiece. If we remain tied in the 3rd, those 20 would carry over to the 4th and make that a very climactic 10 minutes. Kenzie Kent on the go. Jogging with her, Becca Block, last year's Defender of the Year, presented by Geico. Becca back on the all-defensive team this summer for Athletes Unlimited. Johansen staying step for step with McCool. Just about a 4-second differential from shot clock to game clock. McCool digging in, gaining ground. Finds Huff from her familiar flank. Feed it inside, shovel, score! Kenzie Kent does it again.
I like the patience that Team Moreno just showed in this offensive set. Now they've gone up by 1 here in the 3rd quarter, but a long isolation one-on-one for Marie McCool. All eyes were on Kelsey Huff because they know that she can have a big left sweep dodge that's been so fruitful for her as of late. But Kenzie Kent, this is her 2nd backhanded goal inside. Her stick was up. She knew she had the lane. She had space around that defensive player, which is what's so important, making sure that follow-through doesn't go into the defender.
It's just a flick of the wrist from Kenzie Kent. Courtney, when you're teaching young players that kind of shot attempt, what are you asking them to focus upon? It's done so instinctively by Kenzie Kent, but how would you teach it?
It's effortless. You know, it's about getting your stick away from your body and getting that nice little push-pull action like you had mentioned, a quick flick. So important.
Final 12 seconds of the quarter now. The goal from Kenzie Kent likely to vault Team Moreno to the 20 points for winning the 3rd frame. Moreno heave-ho and away you go downfield as the quarter comes to its end. The 8-7 advantage in the game for Team Moreno. The 20 points in the 3rd going to the same side dressed in gold. We have 10 minutes to go. A very close call in Sparks, Maryland. It's the last Saturday of the season with Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse on ESPN. We're done with the 3 quarters in Sparks, Maryland. Team Moreno winning the third quarter, taking the 20 points that go along with it. They have the advantage in the quarter win points so far today. Week 3 of Athletes Unlimited Softball continuing. A couple of games coming up later tonight. Team Chittister taking on Team McClenny, 6 Eastern, 3 Pacific. Then Team Jaquesh squaring off against Team Mulipola, 8:30 Eastern, 5:30 Pacific, both on ESPNU and the ESPN app. Love watching Erica Piancastelli step to the plate in Athletes Unlimited Softball. Fans, if you're watching and you're a member of the Unlimited Club, you need to enter the code on the screen into your Athletes Unlimited app. You can earn points. You'll move up the leaderboard. Get the app downloaded today for free at your app store. Get access to great Athletes Unlimited content and experiences all season long. Before we start the fourth, Mira Shane's been wearing a microphone for us, roaming the sidelines as she's doing. Let's go into the game with the Air National Guard.
Double tap me! Yeah! Let's go! Let's go! You want to get up? You want to get up? Yeah, you do! Yeah. Let's go, Becca! Yeah, Becca! This is for you, Becca! Ooh. Destroy! Destroy! Trustful, trustful.
I don't know if Mira ever has decaffeinated, huh? She is high test all the way.
She just gets everybody going around her. I'm pumped. I still want to have a handshake with her.
AKA DJ Miracle when she's spinning tunes. Mira Shane. So much energy. Mira's been the understudy to Kaylee Waters this weekend. She's really only played the 20 minutes this season versus Team Johansen. Her current captain, that was back in week 2, made 3 saves. Mira is the co-chair along with Amber McKenzie, the player executive committee, the athletes making all the decisions in this league. Geyer's back, missed the flip there. Palermo kept it on the ground. Allie looking to scoop in front of Moreno, and it's shoveled home. Fantastic stick-to-itiveness from Amanda Johansen.
The number one that you teach, especially on the defensive end, is getting the ball out of that 8-meter key area. We see a couple times the ball was in Team Moreno's stick. They weren't quite able to protect it or get it out cleanly. And as soon as that ball was on the ground, it wasn't even fully in Johansen's stick, and she just batted it in, whatever it takes.
Amanda is now number 1 in the Athletes Unlimited field hockey draft. After a play like this, that's beautiful. Upstairs from Amanda Johansen, helping her own cause. 12 points when you score a goal in this league, and Amanda can use every single one of those. We are level at 8, early stages of the fourth.
You know, Team Johansen, they have been able to dominate so far, leading at the draw control. I was going to say, putting that ball into a different spot, very needed. Get it away from the hands of Amanda Johansen and Allie Mastriani, the two of them so quick in and around that circle.
Kelsey Huff jogging with it. Leaderboard is in, left side of your screen. Lots of orange on top. Earlier today, Team Apuzzo dressed in orange with Sam providing 4 goals in her own cause. Grace Griffin had 4. Dempsey Arsenault had 3 in a win. Working it around the corner, Levy, who has a 2 today. Playing catch with Kenzie Kent, who has scored 3 times. Kent with the acceleration. Stopped in her tracks there by Block. Inside feed, great turnaround! Highlight reel stuff from McCone.
The backhanded shot seems to be the one of choice for Team Moreno. When the ball hit the ground, Kenzie Kent was running after it. The tough defense of Becca Block right here coughed it out of her stick, but she had composure, fed it inside to Lindsay McCone, who had patience, waited for a second, shot around that defensive player, and as we've learned, the hand is just a part of the stick. So
We've mentioned, Courtney, that Team Moreno is playing one player down. Sammy Jo Tracy is not active today. That's a Sammy Jo Tracy-like goal from Lindsay McCone.
They are definitely missing her, but they have her energy out on the field. I'm sure she sent a TikTok, a form of dance to her teammates, always keeping them having fun. But Lindsay McCone, 8th goal of the season, and putting Team Moreno back up by 1.
They loved it on the sideline. You saw the facilitator there, Amber Hill, Mama Bear, season ago, playing in Athletes Unlimited as a netminder. Appreciative of that work from McCone. Kenzie Kent looks to put goals and points back-to-back now. It's a 9-8 back-and-forth game on the teeter-totter with Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse on ESPN. McCool saw a little daylight of space, didn't run to it. Halfway through the 60-second shot clock. As we hit the top of the hour from the angle, just sent wide. Huff has become more and more a vital figure in the offensive attack this weekend. McCool picked up by McPartland. Hedging out is Johansen. Shot clock's at 12. Kent worked over there by Block, who lost her balance. McCool feeds. Levy fires. Waters was waiting at the end of the line. Dowdy looks to come up with the scoop. McPartland, one hand on her cross, didn't get it. Not yet. First time, though, there's Mastriani, and she's gone. Allie Mastriani running in. Move it on the outside. Looking for a slow break. It's not there, and Geyer's back will settle in 6-on-6.
With Athletes Unlimited and the 6-on-6 style.
Fortunato! A BB up top.
Team Moreno and Cookie Carr looking for a foul to be called, but nothing is showing on the field. This started from the defensive end. And as we see a quick save right here, Kaylee Waters, that rebound coming out. There was a battle for a ground ball, and Allie Mastriani coming out with it, powering through the pick right there. We saw the defensive player, Cookie Carr, go down, and capitalizing offensively, Courtney Fortunato. Nice shot on the run. Her stick was well hidden from Taylor Moreno. Upper 90.
3 times 50-plus goals during her collegiate days at Notre Dame. Courtney would always tell us she looked forward to the early fall football games on campus. We're not far from that starting, are we? At the tail end of Athletes Unlimited Season 2. This is game 22 of 24 this season. Tomorrow's doubleheader will bring the curtain down on another terrific summer. We'll crown one champion. There'll be 4 medalists. A Geico Defensive Player of the Year will be named. Ball down, Levy tiptoeing the line. The officials, led by Lynn Bowers, awarding possession to Team Johansen in blue. Plenty of time to work in regulation. Just a little less than 7 minutes, in fact. Dowdy will catch up with Mastriani.
Joe, as you had mentioned, patience is key. You want every single offensive set that you have to have a quality look on goal.
No shooting room there for Mastriani, hawked by McCool. Geyer's back will change the point of attack. Scotty Rose Growney off the split dodge. Palermo's fast feet doing well to cover her. Johansen isolated against McKenzie. 15 seconds to shoot. Fortunato works back against Cookie Carr. 10 seconds to shoot. Scotty Rose Growney turns the corner. Off the question mark, she sent it wide. The backup, though, with Fortunato in the vicinity, but the shot clock will expire. The possession comes back to Team Moreno in gold. In the quarter, 2-1 for Team Johansen. Amanda and Courtney Fortunato sandwiching a goal around a brilliant shot from Lindsay McCone. This is McCone teaming up with Kent, Huff, and McCool, all on the perimeter, all outside the 8-meter key. Score from beyond there, you'll get 2 points for the team, 16 for yourself. Kenzie Kent ready to go. Place it in the cross of McCool with 20 seconds to shoot. Marie McCool on the jab step. Johansen stays right with her. Now McCool has some room. Bounce shot off the post. The ricochet to the sideline. The ball will stay with the team Moreno and a new 60-second shot clock. More than halfway through the fourth.
That was a great look by Marie McCool. She was sizing up the defense in that isolation, but getting the extra 60 was key for Team Moreno, as they're going to have another look at getting a good shot off on goal, trying to get the lead back.
Just a reminder, tomorrow's finale, the doubleheader starts at 1. McCool going to the cage. She scores. 1 Eastern on ESPN2 to start things tomorrow. McCool is trying to finish matters today.
Marie McCool sizing up the defensive player with her nice one-on-one split dodge from side to left. She's given Team Moreno the lead yet again with a score of 10-9.
Drawing up some strategy in the team huddles. It's a 10-9 lead for Team Moreno overall in the contest, as we have 4:28 left to play in the fourth. Athletes Unlimited fans, we know that you want to win an autographed lacrosse ball signed by Charlotte North. Go to auprosports.com/sweepstakes. You'll register and win today. No purchase necessary. Other restrictions may apply. Charlotte North was held in check earlier today as her side fell to Team Apuzzo by an 11-5 margin. Team Johansen is in the blue. Courtney, we have seen plenty of good offensive work in this summer. Here's another nice setup.
When the ball moves fluidly around the perimeter, good things happen. Kelsey Huff with the aspiration assist right here inside to Kenzie Kent, capitalizing on this backhanded shot, so very slick inside. Our aspiration assist to the game.
Kenzie Kent heading into the weekend was just 2-7 in terms of a win-loss record. Trying to improve that. She picked up a victory as she's in conversation there with Kelsey Huff. Picked up a victory back on Thursday. They downed Team Glenn 13-8. And now Kent trying to make it back-to-back decisions in the way for Moreno. Taylor trying to catch Sam Apuzzo on top of the overall leaderboard. Amber McKenzie making her way back to the defensive end and what is likely her final weekend as a player. Courtney, when you think about Amber as an athlete, not as an executive, not as a leader in charge and chairman of a committee, but when you think about her as a player, what stands out from her defensive days?
You know, I think her quick feet, her communication, her ability to lead. You know, every single player, from the veterans to even the younger players, they just look up to her because she challenges everyone to be their best. It's what she expects of herself as well as those around her. And, you know, that's something that's a great thing for any teammate to want to do. There
are a number of top flight players who've been hinting at possible retirement, this being the final weekend for them. McKenzie is one, Cookie Carr is another, Hallie Majorana is on that list. Nothing official yet, but something to mull over. With time wasted in the fourth now, just over 4 minutes to go in it. Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse Season 2 on ESPN. This has been a hotly contested game. 3-2 for Johansen after one, 4-all at the half. Moreno's team won the third 4-3, and right now it's a 10-9 game with less than 4 to go. Block out of the blocks with sprinter speed.
And that was so unfortunate for Team Moreno. Marie McCool won that draw outright. Many people probably wondering why she didn't just take a fast break to goal. She was switching sticks. She uses a draw control stick, helps her get possession, but not a stick that the players want to take a shot with.
Fortunato, big face dodge. She sent this one high on Moreno. Backed up on the end line by Johansen. 25 seconds to shoot. Mastriani already with a hat trick today. Fortunato has put a couple on the board in the second half. Courtney Fortunato heats up like a microwave. Geyer's back outside the 8-meter key. Mastriani. Stick check there by McCool. Was looking for a call. It never came. Shot clock violation right now. 2 points awarded to the defenders for Team Moreno.
And a -2 for Team Johansen. Ali Mastriani may have gotten fouled in that last instance, but I've just been so impressed with her play on the field, at the draw circle. She has the ability to take over. You know, throughout Athletes Unlimited, we've seen a lot of Team USA players, as well as other international players. Britt Reed, Aurora Cordingley. They've been playing a long time, and maybe different games they've taken a break a little bit in their scoring abilities, but they are back on fire here in week 4.
The fourth quarter is tied up 2 apiece. The game is 10-9 for the team dressed in gold. They're looking for insurance now. 2 minutes to play. 20 quarter points are on the line for whoever wins the fourth. Whichever team wins the game, all 14 players on your roster would get plus 45. Kent against McPartland. Kenzie finds Ostholman, then Levy. Not going to shoot through the defensive block there. The pass inside is just snapped high and wide by McCone. With 100 seconds to go, it belongs to Johansen. They need a marker to tie. If we're tied at the end of regulation, a 3-minute sudden victory overtime. If we're still tied after that, we'd go to the shootout, which we've seen once already this summer. Johansen on the go. Mastriani flying in here. Kicks to Fortunato. Straight away, McPartland with plenty of room. 1:13 in the contest, 33 seconds to shoot. Geyer's back, hasn't called her own number very much. Here she comes. Fought off there, off the crown of the helmet of Moreno. Ball down. Up with the scoop. It belongs to McCool. Valuable possession time now. The shot clock's turned off, Courtney. Team Moreno in gold can run away and hide.
It is just keep away at this point for Team Moreno, as we see them calling a timeout, and rightly so. Upper right-hand side, you saw that last shot, that last save by Moreno. Huge.
Timeout taken. Moreno asking for it, and just a little bit more than 45 seconds to operate, and a chance for Team Johansen trying to rally. Looking at the Geico leaderboard, this is up to the minute. Sam Apuzzo victorious earlier today, standing on top. Moreno trying to gain ground, and then a whole lot of orange in spots 3, 4, and 5.
That's right, but all players in orange, they can't move up anymore. Their game has already been said and done. Any player in gold or blue has the opportunity to continue moving up the leaderboard as their game is still active, just winding down with the final 45 seconds. The score is tied 2-2 here in this fourth quarter, and what's so very important is the lead is to Team Moreno. And if it's still tied, the overall win, 45 points go to them, but so do those fourth quarter points. So that's very important, 65 points on the line for them.
Both teams in strategy sessions amongst themselves with their facilitators. See Lindsay McCone in the middle of the huddle, very demonstratively directing the traffic. Just 45 seconds left to operate in this one in regulation time. The last goal on the board, the lead strike, compliments of Marie McCool, who had just a couple of goals all of last weekend. Trying to find her offensive game, she's done it at just the right time. Marie making her way back to the playing surface. Outstanding talent at North Carolina, member of the victorious Team USA Women's World Championship squad that was honored between games today. Amber McKenzie goggles up. In the background, you see Molly Wolf with a handshake for Nicole Levy. Wolf is such a inspirational figure on the sideline. Her enthusiasm for the game is so apparent. Ostholman trying to spread the field now. Trying to play keep away. The shot clock is turned off. McCone loops it overhead. Waters has left the goal circle to get involved for Team Johansen. They're trying to double the ball if they can. Block looking for the takeaway check. McCone pivots out of there. 15 seconds to go. Block goes over the head with Pelton. There's the turnover. Exactly what Johansen needed. And now a timeout will come from the team dressed in blue. They needed the turnover. They get it. And can they create some magic in 9 seconds?
Offensively, there was no time to be complacent with the ball in their stick, but tough ride by Team Johansen, causing a turnover. They were relentless here in this double team. Becca Block, Kira Pelton, Meg Dowdy right on the heels, coming up with that ground ball. As we see again, all eyes were on Lindsay McCone. They were looking to jump the double as soon as possible. She couldn't quite get it into the hands of Marie McCool. And now they're gonna have 10 seconds, a little bit less than 10, to draw something up to get a shot on goal.
You think about the offensive players, top of mind when the chips are down like this. Fortunato comes to mind for me, Courtney. Courtney Fortunato is a player who is often gonna sort of lie in the weeds on the wing, and a lot of the time she doesn't get early defensive pressure. If you're not on her originally, she may be the one to uncork something from outside or near that 8-meter key.
You know, I think they potentially could be looking for Ali Mastriani, Courtney
That
Fortunato.
was my second one. Mastriani would have been my second choice.
It looks like they're starting the ball with Kelly McPartland. She's fast. She has speed as well to create separation. Obviously, you have captain Amanda Johansen.
Here we go. McPartland gets by her defender. Kelly closing. McPartland fires. She slugged it wide. Backed up on the end line. Shayna Pareca towards the crease. Not enough time. Team Moreno hangs on. Taylor in pursuit of a title. They mob their netminder underneath the mask. A 10-9 winner.
Tremendous effort by both teams. Obviously, it came down to the wire. Kelly McPartland beating her defensive player, but Team Moreno holding on to the win right now, and they get 65 points, 20 for the fourth quarter, 45 for the overall win. And we see Emma Trenchard right there. She was kind of shuddering away from that shot, the sliding defender. Great shot, just narrowly missed. Shayna Pareca backing things up, but the time just ran out.
McPartland misses the target. Team Johansen falls to a record of 0-2. Team Moreno taking that plus 65 on the leaderboard. They're 2-0 heading into the final day of Athletes Unlimited Season 2. We're back to wrap right after this. This was a terrific lacrosse game, back and forth, and eventually won by the team in gold. Team Taylor Moreno outlasting Team Amanda Johansen. 10-9 final. Team Moreno gets the last 60 points in terms of the quarter wins. 45 points for the victory overall, and Kenzie Kent, just one of the heroes.
Kenzie Kent was working hard inside. Little backhanded goal to then an isolation goal. She did a great job of just elevating her game. She's always looking at how can I get a shot off on goal, and just so happened that 2 of them came from a backhanded shot.
Kenzie, 3 rather interesting goals from you today, I think you would say. What goes through your mind with those backhand shovel shots?
Yeah, I know you have, in the middle of the 8, you pretty much have no time to get a shot off because of the crashing defender. So I just try to be as efficient as possible.
Kenzie, obviously you were a 2-sport athlete in college, and I know you've made mention that if ice hockey was in Athletes Unlimited, you would certainly want to play another professional sport as well. How does it help you in lacrosse?
Yeah, I think number one, just the physicality of ice hockey really helps me, especially in this league. It's way more physical than college or high school, so I would just say the physicality.
Kenzie, you had a ton of assists last season. This summer, especially in the last few games, including your 5-goal game, we've seen you scoring the ball more. Is there a difference in your approach to the games this summer?
No, I wouldn't say. No, I don't know. I think I just, a lot of people are feeding to me this year. Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of funny how that works out.
Kenzie, as you look at Team Moreno, that gold jersey that you're going to end this season in. What do you guys need to do to step up and walk away with the win and potentially help Taylor Moreno walk away with that all-championship leaderboard point?
Yeah, I mean, she has been absolutely locked down this entire season and this weekend. So I think the offense just needs to step up a little bit, and we just got to secure a win tomorrow.
Kenzie, thanks very much for spending some time with us. Best wishes tomorrow for the wrap-up of the season.
Thank you so much.
Kenzie Kent, another hat-trick performance today. Fans getting their autographs. The Geico leaderboard, still waiting MVP balloting to conclude. Sam Apuzzo will start the day, we think. It sure looks like we think that she'll be the number one heading into the final Sunday. But it is a close race at the top and all throughout. We'll have 4 medalists tomorrow after game 2.
A lot of orange at the top right there. Moreno not far behind of Apuzzo. But the final day is going to set up who is going to walk away as the overall championship here for Athletes Unlimited.
For Courtney Martinez-Connor, for all the men and women in our crew, Joe Beninati, thanks for your time. Once again, we'll wrap things up. The final week of Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse, the final day starts 1 Eastern on ESPN2. We'll finish up 3:30 Eastern on ESPNU. For more information, go to auprosports.com. In a game that was back and forth all the way, Marie McCool provides the win for Team Moreno.